In this video, I want to share with you the top 3 ways that we self-sabotage when it comes to achieving our goals. You're going to learn the top obstacles and challenges that are pretty typical that people face that really stops their progress towards your goals. And it's important to be aware of this because as we become aware of these things and these patterns, we can begin to shift our behaviors and also our perception so that we can easily overcome these obstacles. My name is Yvonne and welcome to my channel. This channel is about personal growth and personal transformation. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. So the first obstacle that stops most people from achieving their dreams and goals is fear. You see, there are so many different types of fears. There's, first let's talk about the fear of the unknown. For example, let's say you want to start a goal of starting your own business, but you don't have any example of anyone in your circle of relationships that has actually started and been successful with a business. Your core family, your extended family, and maybe even your friends in that circle, you just don't see anyone that has started their own business or has been successful really in any way with something similar to that. So there's a fear that creeps up, and it's called the fear of the unknown because you don't have really anything to compare to and being successful in business with. And you know, this is something that you're gonna really have to start from scratch with, right? And so the fear of the unknown really creates a self-sabotage if you're not aware of it, because what's gonna happen is you're going to allow this fear to discourage you. And you know, when we're in the period of transition and transformation, there's a part of us that is called the ego that wants to maintain that old identity. And you see, there's a cross between the person you have been with the new perception of yourself. And so this is the person you've been all along, and now this is the new perception of what you want to change into. And there's a period of overlap before you continue on with this new identity. And that overlap is the part that you want to be aware of, because there's a lot of friction between these two personalities. There's really two personalities battling each other, and the one that wins is where you focus your attention on. So if you focus your attention on, oh, it's too difficult, I don't know of anyone that has a successful business, so why even try? And that's what this old personality or the ego is doing, because the ego knows that its life is in danger, right? And it can possibly die. You're going to be shedding off that old personality. So that personality is going to fight tooth and nail. But then there's the soul, the spirit part of you that knows that there's something more, there's something better. And that something better can be, for instance, starting your own business, let's say, right? And you know that all of these exciting things are possible for you. So there's this clash. What you want to do is keep moving forward and overcome this by continue to take steps. Sometimes you might not feel like it. Observe that, be aware of that, but still do something, even if it's a little thing that day, just to prove to yourself that you're listening to the soul and the spirit in you to overcome that new personality, that new identity. That's who you are. You want to embody that when you're going through this fear of the unknown. And so just know that you're going through a new identity, and there's two personalities battling each other. And you've got to continue to feed your soul and your spirit with the thoughts that are going to support you. Okay, so the way you overcome this, again, is by being aware of it and preparing yourself for it. Even though you don't know anyone that maybe has their own business, you don't let that fear stop you. If you want to start your own business, you're going to need to maybe, if you're not surrounded by people that do have one, then surround yourself with resources and material of people that have in books that want to, mentors and coaches in these books that can support you. And also in these videos, I share a lot of motivation and inspirational anecdotes that can support you too. Learn about how to start a business and build a network of new people that have experience in the business that you're interested in. And so I did that myself. When I entered into the e-commerce business space, I don't know anybody that has a business that's successful in e-commerce. But I do know that there are people out there that have that experience and are sharing their success. So I surround myself with videos just like this one, books, network. I even invested in a course to be able to be surrounded by people that are also in that same journey. You see? So you've got to be proactive and you got to take those steps. That's how you really envelop that new identity and you step into that new personality and you say yes to your spirit that wants to rise higher. And so, like I said, that's what I did to overcome the fear of the unknown. And this is very normal. This is very natural when you experience it. It happens to all of us. The second fear I want to share with you is called the fear of success. Not a lot of people talk about this fear or really know what it means, but the fear of success typically manifests itself in a way that you're afraid of maybe what success will make you lose. So for example, if you're successful at starting this business, let's keep this example going, your friends might fall away. So as you become more and more successful, or let's not even go there. Let's say you're just starting out and you're surrounding yourself with other people in the area you're interested in. Let's just say e-commerce, right? And you're reading books. Well, naturally, and it's a spiritual principle that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you're filling yourself up with all this information that's in your heart. So your conversation is going to change. And maybe your friends, they knew and they were comfortable with this old you, this old personality. Well, guess what? This old personality is no longer there. Right? You're shedding this personality to rise up to something bigger, to transform. That's a part of transformation. Think of a butterfly. A butterfly starts out as a caterpillar and it's earthbound, right? It sits on the ground, on the soil. And so it hangs out with other worms. But then what happens? It's going through a process of transformation. Literally, when it's in the cocoon, at a cellular level, it turns into mush. It completely disintegrates, okay? And then it's transforming into something different, something that is skybound. Isn't that beautiful? But at the same time, who is this butterfly going to hang out with? Well, probably other butterflies, right? It's going to be unnatural for the butterfly to hang out with worms because that's not where it belongs. It belongs in the sky, flying, and it's so beautiful. It's just beautified itself through the process of metamorphosis. And so it's a very interesting way that we can apply that experience that's happening in your life, okay? So yes, this is a very real fear because it happens. Your heart's going to be filling up with new information. Your conversations are changing and they're looking at you like, who is this person? You've changed. You're going to hear that a lot. You've changed. Well, yes. And sometimes when people hear that, they're like, oh, no, I haven't changed. I'm still the same person. No, you're not. You're not. And you have to accept that as part of your personal transformation, that there are some people that just naturally will fall away. Because you're going through the cocoon phase, and you might recognize that there's some part of that phase that's pretty lonely. But on the other side of that, there are new friendships. Remember, you're networking, and it takes time for friendships to blossom and really forge real, genuine, authentic friendships. So let that process unfold and be patient with yourself. And nurture yourself in this period. So again, as you become more successful, you can potentially lose your friendships with those that are not aligned with this new goal of yours. And you succeed, as you succeed in life, you may not be able to relate to these people anymore. And that's a very real thing. And so you're afraid that this social circle that you've built and that has been your support system all these years are going to fall away. It's not easy to make friends and keep friends. It's, you know, you're investing and you're pouring into them and they're pouring into you. So this is very emotional. So yes, it's going to be challenging, but you know that you can lose this network of friends. You know that at times it's going to be lonely as you work towards your dreams and goals with no real understanding what you're doing or why. And that's what happened to me as I moved forward in this e-commerce business. I had no idea what I was doing. Okay, I was just belly flopping my way through it. Very frustrating, and it took a lot of time too. So naturally, I was kind of pulling away from my network and support group, and you know, to be honest, even my family. I needed extra time at night, for instance, you know, to read up on things and get things together. So sometimes you're gonna ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But keep pressing forward. You have no idea who your new circle of friends will be in the future. This is exciting. This is a new territory. Okay, so these are real fears. That's my point. These are real fears that exist in your mind subconsciously. Just be aware of it. Okay, as you set a new goal. In fact, just this morning, I was talking to one of the directors in my children's daycare, and she's really looking to get fit and healthy. And you know, she told me, she said, you know, Yvonne, I was thinking about getting this new drug that's out there that a lot of people are using. I think it's called Ozempic or something. It's like anyway, so it's something that is very popular. People are losing a lot of weight, and I told her my thoughts, my opinion on that. I said, look, you really want to lose weight? You really want to be healthy? You want to be not just thin and lose the weight, but at the other side of it, you want to be happy. You want to be strong and feel good about yourself. She's like, yeah. I said, well, why don't you, instead of investing that money on a pill or an injection to lose weight, why don't you take that money and invest it in personal training? Go get yourself a trainer, go get yourself a gym membership and commit to this. So she's doing it. But this morning she was sharing, she's like, man, Yvonne, it's hard. She said, I was parked right in front of the gym and I'm talking to my brother and I didn't want to go inside. And he was like, nope, I'm getting off the phone with you. You're going in the gym. She went off and she met with the trainer, and she says, after the workout, I felt good. I felt good. And I told her what I'm sharing with you, which is it's this battle between your old identity, new identity, and it is the ego fighting to stay alive. And it knows that there's a part of you that's dying, and it's tough. Okay, and so the fear of success is another one. When she loses all this weight, and I told her I said, there's a version of you that is fit, that is healthy, that is happy, okay? That version of you is calling you to continue, and that's your soul, that's your spirit. And she says, yeah, and she's gonna keep moving forward, you see? But chances are the people that she used to hang out with, right? Maybe going out to eat unhealthy meals and stuff, are going to fall away, because now what she's doing is she's going to yoga, she's going to Pilates, she's getting personal training. She's surrounding herself, think about it, in these gym classes and stuff with a new, fresh network, new people that could potentially be her new friends. But these older friends, you know, may fall away, and that's a real thing, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. But we want to be sensitive to that and be aware of it so that it doesn't pull us back into the old personality and discourage us. Okay? the fear of success can keep you from setting new goals and acting towards it, continue moving forward. The third fear I wanted to share with you is something called, and I'm sure you've heard of it, it's the fear of failure, right? So what if you start this business, let's keep going with that, and you move forward and invest your time and your money? What if it's not successful and you fail? The problem with this fear of failure is it's so pervasive. It's so pervasive. It's scary, okay? It's kind of the way you've been conditioned to see failure. You see, most successful people don't see failure as something negative. In fact, they see failure as an opportunity that gets them closer to their goal. So think of creating a goal as a seed. You plant this seed in the ground, and there may be a failed crop, but you don't stop planting. You continue to plant because you know that one of those seeds, you know it, is going to bear fruit. You just know it. So you know that there are so many factors that support a successful seed to grow. So what do? You don't focus on those seeds that didn't work out. You focus on what area do you need to improve to make sure that it grows. Maybe it needs more sunlight. Maybe it needs more water. Maybe it needs more nutrients. You continue to try different things until when? Until you're successful. There's another fear I want to talk about, and there's a fear caused by your environment. You see, by the conditioning of your environment, there's a fear in there. It's called environmental fear. If you think about it, I'll give you an example, most of the news that you hear day in and day out in the mass media is negative. The news media, think about it, makes their money on advertisers that pay to have commercials in their airtime. And they make money, these advertisers, on how many viewers they have. I'm sorry, the news media makes money on how many viewers they have. So those people, okay, all of them across the board, have studied how the brain works to make money. It's part of marketing, but there's also a lot of psychology in there that they've studied. So they've noticed that fear bypasses logic. Think about it. You're using your logic, using your logic. But if you keep getting this fear-based input, fear, right? It bypasses your logic. They know this. And it makes you go into something called a state of reaction. The fight, flight, or freeze. In fact, in your brain, it switches. There's literally a switch. It switches from your prefrontal cortex to your lizard brain. Okay? So and the prefrontal cortex handles your logic. The lizard brain handles the fight, flight, or freeze, the reaction, just to the reaction. So when you are in fear, my coffee's getting cold. So when you are in fear, your brain's prefrontal cortex, I want to show this again because I talked fast. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the function of the brain that helps you stay calm and make conscious, rational, logical assessments, this right here, is turned off. The brain's amygdala, is turned on. So this is turned off, the amygdala is turned on. And the amygdala, again, is known as the lizard brain, okay? And that's part of the brain that's responsible for reacting, okay? When you are in danger. Why? Because when you are in danger, let's say you're running from a lion, you don't need your body's energy focusing on other things. You can't think. You need to just run, okay? You need to get out of there and fast. So that's why we have this ability to switch. And there's a purpose for that. There's a good purpose for that. So don't be afraid of that. And that allows us to protect ourselves, right? So the blood, the oxygen rushes through when there's that switch, rushes to our limbs, rushes to your arms, rushes to your legs so that you can run, okay? Or, again, there's fight, flight, or freeze, or you freeze, right? There's a bear, okay, freeze, I freeze, okay? or you fight, you know? And when you're fighting, you're not thinking. So, I mean, I don't know. Just remember that. Fight, flight, or freeze. I'm sure you've heard of that before. But that's what's happening. A part of your brain is turned off and another part of your brain is turned on when you are in fear. And that's useful to advertisers, okay? That's the mental state that makes people more susceptible to be manipulated, to accept suggestions, to be conditioned, and to accept a certain perspective or worldview without questioning. This is more like a hypnosis, and you believe what you are told in this mental state of fear. There are other things that put you into this state of hypnosis. Certainly the light, the vibration, the sound, all of that coming from the television. We won't get into that, maybe in another video, but just know, just very surface, what's going on. You have to know that this is going on. So they know their ability to really get into your subconscious mind to encourage you to a certain opinion, a perspective, to buy their products as well. So they know this so that they can promote their advertising, you know, so they can generate resources to continue to exist. And they've spent a lot of money in this research. And so they're getting definitely their money's worth, because a lot of people are still plugged in and still believe what's being presented to them there. So without really understanding the motivation, when it comes to everything, I want you to always question the motivation, okay? What is the motivation? And also follow the money. Always follow the money. What's the motivation, and who's making the money? And always ask questions. Always question. In fact, my new mantra, question everything. I should make I should have new merch that says question everything. That's going to protect you. Why? Because we don't want to allow ourselves to be induced into the state of fear by our environment. We want to maintain our logic, okay, and our reasoning. You're not running from a lion. You're not running from a bear, okay? You're fine. And so there's no need to expose yourself to things that induce you to fear. Take more control over that emotional state. So keep that in mind the next time you decide to turn that on, and be very careful. I personally don't watch that stuff. I'll watch alternative stuff. I'll go online, and when I am interested, I'll take maybe a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, look for what I need. Okay, turn it off, focus on my life. Because guess what? My life has great news. My kids, great news. My husband, great news. My friends and family, great news. I want to be surrounded by positive news. I don't need that stuff. Okay, you might think otherwise. That's fine, but be careful. So I want to share this with you because it's under the topic of environmental fear. Okay, so be objective, observe, and think about how much of that is biased and negative, and you'll see maybe 90 to 95% of the news media is negative. So if you choose to watch it and believe that propaganda that's on the news every single day, then you're allowing your environment to condition your mind for negativity. I'm going to repeat that. You're going to be allowing your environment to condition your mind for negativity. Condition your mind for negativity. Now you have to ask yourself, do you want that? Well, that's called environmental conditioning. So this is going to affect your ability to see yourself in a positive light. It's going to affect your ability to set goals. And it's definitely going to affect your ability to achieve them. These days, it's very easy for someone to set a goal and not accomplish it. Why? Because we're surrounded by environmental conditioning that's conditioning you to fear, and it's purposeful. That's what I want you to be aware of. It's purposeful because they can get so much more out of you that way. So just be aware. So you don't want to let fear affect you. And how do you do that? Well, easy. You empower yourself. Remove the things in your environment that generate unnecessary fear in you. Take control of your life. You know, stop blaming other people and take ownership for yourself. What are you exposing yourself to? And plug out, unplug it. Okay, the second obstacle that I want to share with you that can cause you to self-sabotage your dreams and goals is your self-image. Your self-image really dictates the way you see yourself and affects the way you act and react to situations in your life. You see, your self-image affects your daily choices. I mean, you can't achieve goals unless you have a self-image or an identity that aligns with that. And I talked to you about that, in the beginning, right? When I was talking about the fears. So for example, if you don't see yourself as worthy of having financial success, if you don't see yourself worthy of having that ideal relationship, or if you don't see yourself worthy of living in your dream home, if you don't see yourself worthy of having that great vacation, if you don't see yourself worthy of having that ideal job or career, then guess what? You're just not going to achieve it. And you're going to subconsciously create ways to self-sabotage any progress that you've made towards it. If you don't step towards this goal and see that it's possible for you, then it's going to be difficult for you to be able to set and achieve that goal. So what you want to do is you want to shift the perspective of yourself and develop the self-image and identity that is aligned with your goal. That's very, very important. Now, the third obstacle, a way that we self-sabotage, is not having a clear vision for your life. If you go through life without a clear vision, it's going to lead to a lot of wasted time. Have you ever heard of yourself saying, oh, I don't have the time to get this done? For example, let's say you want to write a book, and writing a book is a goal you have for your life. But you hear yourself constantly saying, oh, there's just no time for me to write this book. Well, even though you know you can write it, and you have the skills to write a great book, maybe even a bestseller, you allow this belief that you don't have time to procrastinate, you see. But if you have a greater vision for yourself, you're going to have a strong reason to complete it. It's going to anchor you. You don't have to feel like you have to work hard towards your dreams and goals. If you have a strong why, a strong reason, you're going to be pulled towards creating it, and you're going to find the time to do it. You're going to be in what's called the state of flow. You're going to wake up earlier than usual to write your book, and you're going to stay up later than usual to write your book. You see, you're going to have the power beyond what is normal because you have tapped into the spiritual and the soul-inspired reason for achieving your goal. Your goal will come from your heart. Okay? So in conclusion, the 3 ways that we self-sabotage our goals is the fear, right? And we talked about several fears that affect us. The fear of failure, the fear of success, the environmental fears. So second is a negative self-image, and this negative self-image is pervasive, and it can really affect our ability to reach for what we really want. And the third is a lack of vision for ourselves and our life. And it's a spiritual principle. Without a vision, the people perish. Check out my Goals Mastery program if you feel the need for more clarity in life. If this course, if this video resonated with you, then this course is going to support you to go deeper. It's going to help you identify, define, and align with your vision, mission, and goals in life. We go through a lot of topics and zone focus on really setting and achieving your goals. I'm going to help you in that course map out a strategic plan with action steps so you can get real results towards your goals. You know, journal writing is a tool that has helped me in my self-improvement and transformation journey. And that's why I created a journal that's really going to help guide you. It's got journal prompts and questions, and also affirmations and quotes that are really going to support you. So click on the link in the description box below to collect your favorite journals. Also, it's always great to have inspirational and motivational reminders to keep you moving forward towards your dreams and goals. So click on the link below on the merch to choose your favorite custom designed gift for yourself, family, and friends in my online merch store. If you enjoyed this video and want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button to level up, and I'll see you on the next one. Oceans of love and light. Till next time.